The Worship Journal Guitarist Edition, week 33. That's where we're at, guys. Still doing the A major or A minor scale. Excuse me. We haven't been on the major for a while. A minor scale. We're moving right along into position 1, which that's going to be the position that you're going to see that open E minor chord in, right? So again, we're focused on the roots. Get that scale down. Right. You know all this stuff. You know these patterns. You know the patterns, but really think about the roots and really trying to make that an A minor. That's an A minor scale, right? So anyway, with that, let's look at the chord for this week. So this is kind of a cool one because basically like I've been doing with all these, right? We're taking that open shape. There's that open E minor shape up on the 5th fret to make it an A minor, right? Hopefully you guys know and understand that part. But we're just going to take bits and pieces of these chord shapes to make inversions, make alternate chord voicings, right? So if you look at that, you can just bar on the 5th fret, right? Just bar that down there, bam. And the thing I like to do with this one especially is kind of like what we were doing before with some of the adding the 6th on stuff. You can kind of do that same shape, so you're playing the D string right on the 7th fret. If you just want to add a little bit of extra to it, you can still just bar that, add that. But the one thing I like about that is knowing our scale, right? Knowing this scale, we can throw some extras in here like that. Right? That 7 on the D string, on the D string, the 7, that's in that scale, that's in that position, right? So I can do that, and it sounds cool. And honestly, if I want, a lot of times what I'll do is I'll just steal the 3rd fret on the G string. I'll steal the 3rd fret from last week's position, slide up to the 5, the 7, I think I said D string earlier, G string, 7, and then land on the 7 on the D. Hopefully that makes sense. So if you think about where you were last week, right? We're in position 1 now, so we were in position 5. 3, 3rd fret on the G string is part of last week's position. We're going to slide that thing into 5, so we're still on the G string. Sliding it to 5, which you can see that's part of our pattern. That's part of position 1. That's part of that scale. Hammering on that 7, pulling it off, and landing the 7 on the D to get to that A minor chord, right? I'm just adding that 7th fret on the D string to this exact chord that you're seeing on the book. So it's just kind of a cool little kind of feel kind of thing you can do, when you got an A minor coming in. Here comes that, you're playing around, and here comes that A minor. So anyway, just have fun with it, and just remember like how those positions connect together, right? And I know that 3 on the G string, so I can pull that in and slide up into that 5. Progression's playing, around comes that A minor. So, anyway, have fun with it. Play around. Find those inversions, those alternate chord voicings, as you kind of see the neck in new light. I pray that's what's happening. I pray that's what's been happening, and that you're growing, because that's the whole purpose. That's why I wanted to put this thing together. Is I want to grow, and I want fellow worship leaders and worship guitarists to be able to grow. And that's the goal. So that's what I'm praying for. Keep up the good work. Keep on practicing. Make every strum count. And I'll see you guys next week.